Millions of students wrestle with the difficult challenges that determine the choices for college every year. KHTS sat down with 3 students who discussed some of their goals and plans as their high school careers wind down and their journey to college begins. We spoke with 3 individuals who are taking markedly different paths to 4-year schools. Jalen Kinney, a Saugus High School football player, Catherine Williams, an actress at Saugus High School Theater, and Purva Parwal, a National Merit Scholar at Academy of the Canyons. High school football is wrapped up, and while many are looking forward to another season, Saugus senior Jalen Kinney has reflected on his football career, highlighting his last and most successful season.
When I was a freshman, we came into the program 2-8 as a freshman, and as we went up to JV, we went 5-5. We were at a even schedule. We were an even team, and we were okay at the time. But as we progressed further and further down the season, the 2017 class became better and better. So we went from 2-8 to 9-3 at the end of our senior years, and I think that's great.
Jalen Kinney has spent 9 years focusing his time on football, and while spending many hours for practices and training, he has also had to learn how to manage his time for high school academics.
Well, I'll say this, don't procrastinate. You can't procrastinate while you're doing football and academics. I learned that the hard way. And so I think the biggest thing is every time I get an assignment, I start it right then and there, and I finish it as soon as I possibly can.
And with procrastination being out of the question, Jalen was able to apply to colleges earlier in the year, but that didn't go without lots of pressure.
I think it's the most stressful thing ever, and I say that because you look at the grades and you look at the academics and you don't know if you're gonna get in or not. You hear all these people apply with perfect SATs and ACTs and they get denied, and then you want to have the best grades possible and the best chance. Before applying the application, you're nervous. You want to make sure every word is to the T. It's stressful. It really is.
Despite the stress that went into the application process, Jalen is quite confident where he plans to be spending his next 4 years of college.
When you go to a college, you always get a feeling of, that's the school for you. And going to Claremont McKenna, when I went on the visit and everything, I felt like I fit in. I didn't have any difficulties making any friends, and it just felt natural. Like I went to the college and I felt as though I kind of belonged there,
And while he knows the college of his choice, Jalen still has a lot more to do to prepare for college.
Biggest thing, filling out scholarships. Definitely trying to get scholarship money to reduce tuition. That's one thing. I'm also hitting the gym to get ready for football, which is very important. I'm going to start running, and I'm definitely going to start lifting in the weight room. And I'm going to try to gain weight as well if I can and muscle. But biggest thing about college is I'm just, batting down the hatches on high school and COC, and I'm just getting prepared for what's to come in my next 4 years.
While Jalen Kinney is confidently ready to begin the next chapter of life, Catherine Williams, also a Saugus senior, seems to have mixed feelings towards that idea.
It's pretty exciting because I'm one step closer to the next chapter of my life, but at the same time it's sad and stressful because I only have so much more time at home and with my friends, and stressful because I'm taking the hardest classes that I've ever taken at Saugus High School.
Catherine Williams has been a part of Saugus Theater for almost 4 years, and while her path for success hadn't come easy, Catherine is now enjoying her well-earned positions in many of the recent productions.
I started out in the ensemble as a freshman, and I worked my way up to being able to play lead roles. So as of right now, I've been the lead role in the musical for the past 3 years. So I'm always doing something. It's always been really fun and rewarding.
With dedicating as much time as she has to theater, Catherine always made sure to put her academics first as she planned to head off to a 4-year university after graduating from high school.
Whenever I'm done with rehearsal, I come home and immediately start homework because that's really important to maintain my grades and my GPA. So once I'm done with homework and studying, I then put the time into theater.
And as college application deadlines come closer, the pressure that was put on Catherine was quite a bit different from what many would think.
I think the most stressful part of the whole entire process was making sure that all of the items needed got there on time, because I was constantly tracking to see if they got my unofficial transcript or if my test scores were in. I was constantly refreshing my profile to see had they received anything. But I think after that whole process, the most stressful thing is just maintaining my GPA now. Because I did so well last semester, I want to keep it going.
With stress having little impact on her college application process, Catherine was quite confident in which colleges she planned to be heading off to.
I really want to be closer to home because it does get a little homesick being away from my family. And plus my brother goes to LSU and he's planning on continuing at LSU. So I think that's been like a really big factor for me to look into LSU.
From an athlete to an extracurricular scholar, many seniors from Saugus are finding the application process being quite easy. But that was not necessarily the case for the Academy of the Cans high school senior, Purva Parwell.
Well, pressures involved like making sure I asked for letters of rec on time so that no teacher was like, okay, I have too many already. So I had to make sure I asked for that on time, and then just in general making sure I got the essays done, and I wanted to make sure I was done like 10-ish days before any applications were due.
Academy of the Cans, also known as AOC, is a high school just like Saugus. But what makes it different from a normal high school is that the students at AOC are also working on getting their AA degree right before they graduate from high school.
I attended Saugus first, and it is significantly different just because the teachers expect a lot more out of you. Not that I don't love how my Saugus teachers were, it's just entering AOC, there was an accelerated pace suddenly they were demanding significantly more than I was demanded of in my freshman year.
Unlike the previous high school seniors, Purva is solely dedicated on her academics, being able to work towards an associate's degree while also working towards a high school GPA, higher than a 4.0.
It's definitely easier just because I go to a school that's oriented towards academics and stuff, and so I'm able to take out time because most of my time is focused on that. And then in class they give you time to work on your projects and stuff because they're aware that you have so much class work and stuff that's what you have to do.
While also focusing on her academics, college applications have also been in the mix, putting pressure on her to make sure she has fulfilled all the requirements to get to the college of her choice.
Mostly it was just this fact that these essays and like this application, whatever I typed in here, whatever I chose like for little boxes and stuff, would define whether or not I got accepted to college.
From UCI, UCLA, to UC Davis, Purva has sent in multiple college applications, now focusing her time on many different scholarships.
I've applied for the SCV Scholarship Foundation thing, which is, it just has like a ton of scholarships and they pick people.
Despite all the work and pressure giving into fulfilling all the college application requirements, Purva is quite excited where her next 4 years will be taking her. While high school is just one chapter of life, for these high schoolers, it is more than just a chapter of life, but a solid foundation that will greatly begin their path for success. Reporting for KHTS, this has been Jake Schick.